When you think of large American stadiums, you might visualize the Big House or the Coliseum in LA. But in NASCAR, there are huge grandstands that dwarf many a football stadium in seating. Granted, a motorsports track is much bigger than any playing surface for human-only games, but on race day, these huge stadia are filled with people who want to see fuel get burned, a close finish, and some intense carnage on the blacktop. And today, we're going to take a look at every one of these venues and let out some boogeties. Critiquing every NASCAR Cup Series track is coming up right after this. Okay, a few things. I chose Cup Series only because, well, these are bigger, more known tracks, and we are organized from lowest grandstand seating capacity to highest. So those who want to say total capacity, shh. And for those regular viewers of my channel, no, I am not running out of stadium ideas. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Let's get into it. One of two road courses on this list, the Glen as it's known, gives people in upstate New York a reason to leave their houses. In post-World War II America, the race used to run right through downtown Watkins Glen, until an accident killed a young spectator, then it smartly moved out to the vast available farmland near the area. What genius figured that out? Watkins Glen is a popular road course among drivers and is a challenging deviation from the standard ovals in the Cup Series. Our second road course on this list, Sonoma Raceway, is situated in Northern California in an area known for grapes and getting wasted at wine tastings. Hey, if you are a NASCAR fan that also loves wine, are you a cab neck? Heyo, here come the jokes. Sonoma's course is winding and challenging. Jeff Gordon has dominated the track with 5 wins here in 22 starts. Yeah, JG looks like he would fit in with that wine tasting crowd. Fittingly nicknamed the Paperclip, Martinsville is a short track with long straightaways and sharp turns with very little banking. But you know what this track is most known for? $2 hot dogs, because a couple years ago, the track canceled their contract with Jesse Jones and the fans went apeshit about it. After all the hemming and hawing, the dogs are back. Praise be to the gods of recycled and cased meat. Situated in way down South Florida, Homestead is one of the few tracks that features a mosquito breeding lake on its infield. The site of Ford Championship weekend, essentially the last races of the year, Homestead has hosted some good, close races. Behind the main grandstand is another fully capable racetrack, a miniature one, which hosts RC races. I think it would be cool if the dudes who race RC cars were also tiny. Apparently, some of them are. Originally Phoenix International Raceway, this tri-oval was a road course until 1991. Kevin Harvick owns this track, winning 4 races straight from 2013 to 2015, and in the last 13 races here, he has won 7 of them. Good thing the races are held here in the spring and fall. Imagine racing in 110-degree heat. One of the more maligned tracks on the circuit, Fontana has seen dwindling attendance as it is somehow shocking that not many people in Southern California dig NASCAR all that much. Ah well, at least the Speedway can be used in commercials and movies and stuff. So this is the one track I have been to, and it's next to what used to be the Richmond Fairgrounds. I think the state fair was set up here by people trying to leave the race because it takes about 2 days to get from the parking lot to Laburnum Avenue. Generally, this is a fun track to race at, and if the cars get 3 wide on the cramped oval, you can expect a spectacular crash to follow. The sister track of the Auto Club Speedway that makes a pair of double Ds for NASCAR, ovals that is. It was here that Ernie Swervin' Irvin had bad luck and good luck, but mostly bad luck. In 1994, he nearly died during a practice run at the track. In 1997, after a lengthy recovery and comeback, he won here. In 99, 5 years after his near-fatal accident, he crashed again in a practice run. that effectively ended his career. At its peak, Michigan has a higher seating capacity than the Big House at 125,000, but like many NASCAR tracks, its seating has been gradually reduced over the years. Like many of the facilities in Kansas like Kaufman and Arrowhead, this track is well put together, clean, organized, and aesthetically pleasing. I guess they are good at a few things in Kansas City: growing grass and barbecue ribs. Kansas Speedway has a hotel/casino built into it that overlooks Turn 2. Ah, gambling and sports, a match made in heaven. With an egg-shaped design that features long straightaways that allow drivers to reach blistering speeds despite the relatively short distance of the track, Darlington Raceway has earned a reputation as one of the craziest tracks on the circuit. Legend has it that the track got its unique shape as to not disturb a minnow pond on the west side of the property. It's also nicknamed the Lady in Black because it used to get covered in sealant the night before the race. Ah, Chicagoland. That doesn't sound like a frightening place that's filled with wind and murder. However, it's occupied by a nice tri-oval speedway that was opened in 2001. Really, the track was put here because about 20 years ago, NASCAR wanted to place ovals near major cities, and that's why you have a track near Chicago. The trend has since subsided with lowered attendance in these areas. One of the more unique track shapes in NASCAR. Each turn is banked to a different degree as each straight section is of different distance. I'm sure I could figure out the total length of the track from just one side if I had actually paid attention in trigonometry class. Because of its odd shape, drivers have used various shifting tactics to adjust and accelerate out of the turns. And Pocono is known as a track where specific configurations and adjustments by the crew result in enhanced performance and greatly affect the outcome of the race. Here it is, the big one, longest track in NASCAR, a huge infield, monster area for seating, and speeds up over 200 miles an hour. Talladega is a crown jewel on the circuit. In 2004, Rusty Wallace blistered the track with a top speed of 216.309 miles per hour. Along with the high speeds the banked oval provides are the rumors of curses and hexes put on the track. The origin stories vary. Some say the track is on an Indian burial ground. Another says it was cursed by a shaman after a tribe collaborated with Andrew Jackson. Numerous deaths and accidents have occurred on the track, though it's hard to pin it on a curse versus holy shit, a bunch of cars are driving really fast and people mess up and die. Now this track looks like it could be hosting football games on Saturday, as it has enclosed grandstands and a football stadium feel. Nicknamed the Monster Mile, the track has hosted races for nearly 50 years and is a popular stop on the circuit. The Speedway has a mascot/statue called Miles the Monster, and no, I will not be doing a NASCAR mascot critique. From the Monster Mile to the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway also has a mascot, Milo the Moose. Maybe I should do a NASCAR mascot critique. The year 2000 was very bad for the track. Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin were killed in accidents and restrictor plates were installed here, resulting in boring races. The track has been made safer since, and NASCAR banned restrictor plates. Yay. As 2000 was a bad year for driver fatalities, it was much worse for fans, as in that same year a pedestrian bridge at then Lowe's Motor Speedway collapsed and injured 107 fans. The bridge manufacturer Tyndall had used an improper additive in their concrete, which weakened the bridge. The track itself is beautiful, and it was once used as bait to try and lure a potential NFL or USFL team to Charlotte. This was in the mid-80s, a time where bad decisions ran amok, like who thought parachute pants were cool? You thought this would be number one on the list, but it's not, because we are sorted by grandstand seating capacity, but this track is number one in many a NASCAR fan's heart. The sport pretty much started here back in the 50s when the track literally went on the beach. However, Bill France Sr. designed a banked oval and the rest is history. Now his grandkids get DUIs and pull the "Do you know who I am" card. Though there are a lot of unique features to Daytona, none of them are more interesting than the 29-acre Lake Lloyd, which sits in the infield. The lake has hosted fishing tournaments, water skiing events, boating shows, you name it. Race cars used to spin out onto it. That would suck. Lose a race and drown at the same time. There's also a fully capable international airport next to the track. I bet you didn't know that. All you Ford lovers can enjoy this track because Chevy, in nearly 20 years of racing, has never won here once. Here is your obligatory Calvin peeing on a Chevy logo. As you can see, there is ample parking, nearly 300 acres of it. Yep, this track is about as exciting as Kentucky is. One of NASCAR's oldest tracks, Atlanta Motor Speedway has been around since 1960 and has seen many upgrades since. It even has a hotel overlooking the racetrack. Imagine trying to sleep at night. Hotlanta has also been featured on the big screen in both Smokey and the Bandit 2 and the Kenny Rogers film, Six Pack. One of NASCAR's full slate destinations, Las Vegas Motor Speedway hosts 2 races of each series and has a plethora of tracks on its grounds, including 2 road courses, a smaller paved oval, a dirt track, a drag strip, another road course, and an off-road course. It's just like in Vegas. You can get anything here. Yeah, actually, it is Vegas. Not NASCAR related, but in 2011, an Indy car crash at Las Vegas Motor Speedway killed reigning Indy 500 champ Dan Weldon when his car went airborne. Indy has not returned to the track since the incident. The pinnacle of short track racing in NASCAR, this tiny track also has one of the largest grandstands in all of sport. If you think you see a gridiron on the infield, that's because indeed Bristol Motor Speedway has been used for football, most recently in 2013 when Virginia Tech played UT in front of 156,990 spectators. I had to be exact. Bristol is unique in that it has 2 active pit roads, and where a racer has their pit crew set up can create advantages and disadvantages that I can neither explain nor understand. But know that I tried, people. I did try. Because of the track's tiny length, the cars are going much slower than any other track, but the fans seem to love it. Everything is bigger in Texas, and this track north of Dallas is no exception. Similar to Charlotte and Atlanta, the high banks create equally high speeds, so much so, in fact, that CART had to cancel the Firehawk 600 in 2001 due to racers getting dizzy. Damn, son. Jimmy Johnson owns this track with 7 wins here since 2007, all in a Chevy. And for the #1 seating capacity track on the NASCAR Cup circuit, of course, it would be the Brickyard, which is the highest capacity sporting venue in the world with a maximum of over 400,000 attendees, but not so much at recent NASCAR races. The huge squared oval produces tremendous speed, and 25 years ago, NASCAR and Indy got together and decided maybe the track should be used more than a couple days a year, and the Brickyard 400 was born. Some Indy purists scoffed at the move, but overall, it's been a great crossover event. The most interesting feature of the track is that it has 4 holes of an adjacent 18-hole golf course in the infield. Hey, can you guys be quiet? I'm trying to butt here. Guys, seriously, I'm trying to butt here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did a NASCAR video, folks, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe for more interesting videos on sports, even ones that use giant machines. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this video.